Well, hello there. Once again, this is Pastor J.D. Hatfield of the Riverside Christian Fellowship in Hernando, Florida. As always, you can find us on the web at voiceofvision.org or riversidechristianfellowship.com. At the beginning of all the Apostle Paul's letters, Paul greets his readers by saying, "Grace to you, grace to you." But at the end of all his letters, he talks about grace being with you, grace to you, and grace with you. What's the difference? Why does he do this? Well, when Paul says grace to you, he's using that phrase as a prayer for divine power to be released to the reader. Grace to you. I pray grace to you. And when Paul says grace be with you, he's saying that his letters are channels of God's grace. At the beginning of his letters, Paul says, I pray that God's grace will flow to you. And at the end of his letters, Paul says, if you stay in this word, I know that God's grace will flow to you. God's word is a means of God's grace. And Paul knew he was writing God's word. So at the beginning of his letters, he writes grace to you because he was about to deliver God's word and impart God's grace. But Paul also knew that people must continue with God's word to continue receiving the benefits of God's grace through it. So at the end of his letters, he writes, grace be with you, because abiding in God's word causes us to abide in God's grace. Grace to you and grace with you. As we abide in God's word, God's grace abides with us in our daily lives. Here's the point. Get the word in you so the word will flow through you. Until next time, abide in God's grace, and we'll see you here, there, or in the air. God bless you.